No case interview experience? That's what we're here to talk about today. I'm Jenny Ray LaRue, the Managing Director of Management Consulted, and I started out, just like you did, with absolutely no case interview experience. After all, this isn't something that you learn in middle school or high school. This isn't even something that you learn in college. The case interview is a totally different beast, totally different than any other kind of interview you've done before, and it takes a special approach. We want to walk you through a step-by-step place to start today so that you know how to go from no interview experience to a great case interview experience. First of all, I just want to let you know that the first thing that you should do with cases is kind of a surprise. It's not intuitive. Most people naturally, when we want to learn about something, the first thing that we do is read about it. But with cases, reading is nothing and doing is everything. And so the first thing you should actually do when starting case prep is to do a few cases out loud. If you need the peer pressure to do them with somebody else, have someone ask you a few market sizing questions. Like, what is the size of the market for ceiling fans? Or what is the size of the market for cell phones in Mexico? Have them ask you specific questions and then try to figure out how you would answer them. In the wrestle, in the struggle, in the lack of knowledge, you will begin to determine what is natural for you and what you need to work on. And we would recommend that you do 3 to 5 questions, basic questions like those questions, or even more complicated case questions by yourself. This does 2 things. It starts you off on a foot where you don't assume that you're good, because naturally you're going to feel incredibly uncomfortable and it motivates you to practice. Second, it gives you differentiation between the things that you're naturally good at, things that are easy for you, and the things that are hard. So once you've done that first section of 3 to 5 cases, which, by the way, if you want to find cases, we have a free sample case of the month, or you can get access to our whole case library with over 500 cases in it. You should go through to step number 2. In step number 2, after you've done those first 3 to 5 cases, either by yourself out loud or just with somebody who's not a super knowledgeable partner, you want to start getting together with partners that are higher quality. And you can do that by either referencing our scoring chart, or you can make sure that you work with people who have case experience. You can work with professional coaches like the ones that we offer at Management Consulted, or you can work with your friends who have gotten offers in consulting firms. But in the 5 to 15 case range is the most important time to get good feedback. It's the time that you can begin to cement bad habits, or you have the opportunity to really accelerate into great habits. And so we find that people that in their 5 to 15 case range work either with a coach or with somebody who is an expert in consulting really succeed. In addition, during that time, if you're working with somebody who's really good, they can give you specific focus areas to work on. If you're not great at structuring, instead of doing 15 straight cases, you should do 1 case and then do 3 structures. Or do an entire structure session with a coach where they run you through 1 structure. You make it better a second time, maybe even a 3rd time, and then you move on to the next one. Getting that drill-based practice is incredibly helpful. And again, we have math drills and structure drills on our website. The math drills, there's a free sample that you can use, and you can just scroll right down to the bottom of our webpage and you can find those free drills down there. This drill-based prep in cases 5 through 15 accelerates your process, makes you so that you have the ability to solve a lot of different kinds of cases, and helps you build on your weak areas. Now, there are some things that you should pay attention to, such as what not to do in case interview prep. Number 1, don't read first, read second. This is one of the things that we impart to people when we're in our training sessions with our top universities. If you start out by reading books, you will have an overinflated sense of confidence when you walk into the interview. Rather, books are valuable, but only secondarily. Do cases, find your weak areas, read books to help fix them. Make sure that you follow that pattern. It's really important. In addition, don't focus on volume. Quality of case practice will always trump volume. We have some really weird statistics. When we have surveyed people, we found out that those that are successful in the first round of casing have done on an average 50 to 75 cases, depending on the year. When we survey the ones that get offers from the firms, we found that they get between 20 and 30 cases. What does this mean? Well, volume gets you into the first round. It gets you over the hurdle, but quality is really what gets you the offer. And ultimately, you don't just want to get into the second round of these interviews. You want the offer at the end of the day. Finally, I just want to go over a couple of great tips for case interview prep. Number one, you want to make sure that you focus on the process that you use more than the answer that you're going toward. The process is what makes someone comfortable. And in a virtual environment, in particular, it's incredibly important that you make someone comfortable with the way that you work, because they can't sit next to you. They won't supervise you. They won't be in person. And that's going to push a lot of them toward a very challenging way of operating and managing. It's new for them. So they want to make sure they can trust you. Number two, start with a hypothesis. We have two kinds of hypotheses at Management Consulted, the open and the defined, or the closed hypothesis. The open hypothesis is where you say, I don't know what the answer is, but here's where I would like to start. The defined hypothesis is for a yes or a no question, and it's when you say, I think the answer will be yes because. So using an approach that is clearer about where you want to start or what you think the answer is going to be will help ensure that you have the right data to solve the problem. The third thing that's important is that insight is always going to be better than robotically walking through the motions. The interviewer is looking for you to kind of take a step back and say, oh yeah, what if we did do that? We have some great examples of free cases like this up on our podcast at Strategy Simplified. And then finally, probably most importantly, as you're going through the case prep process and you have no case experience to start out, it can feel daunting. The people who have fun with casing and even enjoy it when they're in the interviews have the best success. Because of course, I'm not just looking for those who can do the job dutifully, but those who will thrive in my company. And that's what you're looking to convey. We hope that you enjoyed this primer to where to start with case interviews if you have absolutely no case experience. Hopefully this prep plan will either help you if you're starting out at zero, or if you're somewhere along the pathway and you want to go back to what you think you should have done originally, you can course correct at this point. If you're interested in doing coaching with Management Consulted, you can check out our services and also look at our coaches' availability on an open calendar. You just have to purchase before you can book the sessions. We do keep availability open every week of every year. And so you have opportunities to coach even if you're in an emergency situation or if you want to get started months ahead of time. Finally, if you're interested in joining a black belt cohort, which is a group of people who go through the training process together, who do some cases on the side and who also get some extra homework, some extra training, and do their 8 one-on-one sessions whenever they want to, you can find the dates for our next cohorts up on the website. We're excited to help you in your journey toward the case interview. It's daunting, but it's also exciting. And I can say from experience, an incredibly rewarding process when you win an offer from one of the top firms. Thanks for joining us today.